Hi everyone, very good morning and good evening. We'll start the session, guys. Let me share my screen. Okay, in last session, we discussed about table stage, right? Today, we will see how to work with a named stage. After this, we will see how to implement validations. So these are the things. So we will see once it is done, then we will jump into advanced topics in Snowflake. Here, table stage, user stage, they have their own restrictions, right? User level, table level. But here when it is coming to name stage, once you created a name stage, what we have done previously, when we are using, see this, we created stage and then stage name. When you create a stage, that stage you can able to see in the database. See this one, the stage is available. This stage, any user can use, any table can be used. And at the same time, when you describe stage, you can able to see different properties related to file format properties. Now by using this stage, now we wanted to load the data to the table. We want to load the data to table. So once we get the data into the stage area, by using the stage, we want to load the data. So here also the same approach. So when we are working with this, here generally when you are working with local files, we will call it as a internal stage. For internal stage, we will create like this. For external stage, we need to create stage name. Here you are going to give URL. In the going forward, when you are working with AWS, we will see that. Additional thing what we are going to do is, here we are going to give URL of the cloud location where your file is available. That is external stage. Here this is a internal stage, remember this. Now this stage we need to create, then only stage will be available. Now observe this list stage name. Can we able to see any files here? No, right? We don't have anything here. Now what we will do is, coming to the named stage, we will see how to work with the named stage. First we'll create a stage name. Sorry, we'll create a table. Stage is already created. Now we are going to create a table for the to process the data into table by using named stage. Now we are creating table name with extension. This is the table name. Refresh it. You can able to see the table. This is a table. Now we wanted to load the file into this stage area, which is the stage, this particular stage area we wanted to load. Then what we have to do, we have to use put command, right? We have to use put command, and from the path we can specify any file, and then we need to specify stage name here. What is the stage name? This is the stage name. Now let's execute this. This is the stage. Now where we have to execute this put command? In our CLI, connected to command prompt. Here let's execute snowsql space -a space. Here we need to give our account details. Now account details are from here to here. Observe this one, from here to here. This is the account details. Sorry. Now let it connect. Now username is, and then password, given the password. Now here we have to execute the command. Before that, we need to connect it to the database. To connect to database, use database name, class. Here, let's copy this one. Come here, right click. Now the file named stage. Sorry, see this named stage. It is not going to represented with at the rate percentage. Percentage is not required. At the rate percentage is for table stage. Here we have to give stage name. At the rate stage name. Just you have to give at the rate. Now we have given at the rate stage name. Now the file is available. If you observe, list at the rate named stage, we can see the file. File is available. As usual, what we are going to do next, we are going to implement the copy command. We are going to implement copy command. Now observe this one. Copy into table. What is the table name here? This is the table name. This is the table name. Now give the table name here. And what is the stage name? At the rate named stage. This is the stage name. And here we have to give from stage name. This is the stage name. Now let's execute this. What will happen? The file, whatever the file it is available, it is loaded to this particular stage area. This is fine. Now here what we discussed, this particular stage, it can be used by n number of users, n number of tables. There is no restriction, right? Now observe this one. For example, what we will do is we'll create a new table with same data type and then columns. For example, stage underscore test. We are creating a new table with the same columns. Now the table is different here. This table is different. Already the file is available in the stage area. This stage already the file is available, right? If you observe this here, the file is already available. The same file, we wanted to load it into the table from the same stage area. Now observe this one. Here I am going to use different table. Observe this one here. What we are using. This is a new table. This is a new table. This is old table. And observe the stage. Stage is same. Stage name is same here. In the previously when we are using table stage, this is not allowed. We will get a error. If you do like this for the table stage, we will get error. Now what we are doing here, we are using this named stage here. When we are using this named stage, observe this. Let's execute. Observe what happened now. It has been loaded, right? Even though the table name is different, from the same stage we are picking, the table is loaded. It doesn't matter how many tables you are going to load. Named stage will support, but only the thing is the structure should be the same. Then named stage is going to support. Now here, if you pick remaining files, for example, I wanted to load remaining files also here. We can give star and then let's execute here. What we are doing, we are loading remaining files. It is not copied properly. Here I will give star. Now execute. Now what will happen? Sorry. Again, I have given percentage. I have given named stage. File is okay.
The put option.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Now what happened? Remaining files also loaded now. Now we have totally three files in the stage name. Three files in stage. Now see this. We have three files. Now if I want to load all the files, just if I execute this, what will happen now? If I execute, see this one, what happened? Remaining files also loaded. Now if you check the data in the table, observe this. This is one of the question they are asking recent interviews. Now observe this. How many files loaded into the table? Three files loaded into the table. Now execute this one. What you observe? We can able to see the data from three different files. Data from three different files here. Three different files has been loaded to the table. Now from this, what we need is we wanted to know which row is came from which particular file. This is loaded from three different files, right? Let's say for example, if I search with 1001 or anyone, like search with, yeah. Now we have three files, three rows. This is came from different file. This is came from different file. This one came from different file. So these all three things came from different files. Now I wanted to know this row came from which file. I want that information. Above row came from which file. We need to know that. The next, which file it came from. What is the file and then what is the row number. It means file and row number means, for example, if you observe here, let me open this. If you observe this here, this is the file name. See this one. File name is employee1. Employee1 is the file name. And this is the row. This is first row. This is second row, third row, fourth row. What we required is we need the file name and row number to understand which row came from which file when you are processing multiple files. That is a requirement. Yes, we can able to do that. If that is a requirement, what we need to do is we need to take help of metadata column from the stage. Like $1, $2 we have used, right? The same way we have a metadata file name and file row number columns. Based on that, we can understand. So which row is came from which particular file. Now let's observe this. How to do that is, let's say, I will remove this, is not required here now. Now we need to create a table structure with the columns what we required. We are using, see this one, additional columns. Here we are creating additional columns, file name and file row number. These are the two additional columns what we are creating. These are two additional columns. Now let's execute along with this two additional columns we have. Now already the data is available in this stage, right? Named stage, the data is available. Directly we can load it, right? So we can load it to any table. Now observe what will happen if you try to load. Now observe this one. What is the table name here? This is the table name. EMP metadata is the table name. Now observe this. This is the table name. Now we are using the same stage. Observe. We are using the same named stage. We can use it for a number of tables, right? We are using same thing. Now let's execute this. Observe the error. What is the error we are getting? See this. Columns, number of columns in a file is 5. In a file we have only 5 columns. But in a table what you have? We have additional columns. It is telling that 7 columns in a table, right? See this. These are the two additional columns we created in a table. Now, what we need to load for these two additional columns? We need to load it from metadata columns. So this is possible. So by using, now observe this one, like we'll try to implement like this. Select this one, file name and then file row number. And here what we will do is metadata file name, metadata file row number, and we need additional columns all right. $1, $2, $3. It represents all the sequence of the columns in a file. $5 from stage name. From stage name. Observe this one. What we are additionally giving. Previously we saw that how to pick specific columns by using $1, $2, $3. Now here additionally what we are doing here, metadata $file name, metadata $file row number. It means from this stage metadata it is going to pick file name and file row number columns, and then it will load it to the respective sequence of the columns in a table. It will load it to first one file name, second one it will load it to file row number, right? Now let's execute this. If you keep and then if you execute, now observe this one, all the three files has been loaded. Now if you check the data here, this is the table, right? Now observe this, this is the table. When you check this, now see this one, if you search with, see this one, we have three specific rows. Now what you observed here, this row came from employee 3 file. File row number is 4. In that particular file, 4 is the row number. And then this file came from, this row came from this particular employee 2 file. File name along with row number. See this one? Same way. See this. Every column, every row, we can able to see from which file it came from. Right? This all from third file. This all from, see this one, second file. Right? These are from first file. Right? So we can clearly understand, so from where it is coming from, right? So this is how, so we can able to understand which file is came from which row. This is one of the options we can use it. Now here what we are doing exactly. So when we are loading the data into the tables, we are using put command and we are loading the data into the table, right? From the from file we are picking, and then we are loading to the stage first. From the stage 2 we are loading to the table by using put command. When we are using put command to upload files, we are using put command. Let's assume our requirement is we wanted to download the data from a table to our local system. Here we are uploading the file data, we are uploading to the table. Now for example, already the data is available in the table. See this, select star from EMP. This table data already available in the table. Whatever the data is available in the table data, we wanted to download it to our local file. That is our requirement. Then how you will do? How to do that? Table data, if you wanted to load it into the file, then so what's need to be done is, see this, what we have to use is we have to implement get command here. Table data, already the table data is available. Table data also, if you wanted to load it into the file, first from the table we need to keep it in the stage is must. From the stage, so we can able to bring this to the file. For this we are going to use get command. This is unload option, or we can say that download option. When you are downloading, when you are downloading or when you are unloading, so we are going to use get command. We have to use get command. So now observe this. So when to use this get command? When you are using put command, if your file size is greater than 200 MB, we have to use put command, right? The same way, when your file size is greater than 200 MB, then only you have to use get command. Otherwise, when you download, right, you can able to see directly here the download option in interface. See this one, right? In user interface, you can able to see this download option here. By using this download option, we can download directly. But one issue is with this, it will download only less volume of the data, like 200 MB file. It won't allow more than that. Now, if I try to download, observe this one, it will allow these file formats only. This is one of your certification question. When you are downloading, which format Snowflake will support? Only it will support from you when you are downloading the data from table. It will support CSV, TSV, and then CSV for Excel. Nothing but CSV and TSV files only it will support. Tab separated value, comma separated value. This is nothing but Excel with a CSV extension. For example, if you see download as TSV, file will be downloaded. You can see the file. Observe this. Just a minute. Observe the file now. How you can see. Observe this. Tab is a separator in between column to column. Right? This is a tab separator delimiter. The CSV means it is will be a normally comma separator delimiter will come. Now these are the two formats Snowflake will support. Other formats Snowflake will not support for downloading. Remember this one. This is your interview question as well as certification question. Now to download this, if it is less than lesser files, yes, size is lesser, then you can download directly from using this. So if it is huge volume, then what we have to do is we have to use get command. We have to use get command. To implement this, what you need to do is first, whatever the data is available in table, we need to bring the data to the stage. Now this is a table, right? This table will have table stage, right? Now observe this list at the rate percentage emp. You can able to see table stage. See this one, table stage is available. It is there. Now we wanted to keep the data from the table to stage area. After that, from the stage, we will bring the data to the local file or local place. Now to load from stage to the table, we have used a copy into table from stage name, right? Same way, here also we can use to unload it, we can use, see this one, copy into stage from table. Now where the data is available? Data is available in the table, right? Data is available in this particular table. From this table, we wanted to bring the data to this at the rate percentage emp. This is the stage area in the reverse process. Normally what you will do to upload the data into the table, copy into table from stage name. Now from the table we wanted to download the data to the stage. For that, copy into stage from table. See this one, from table. Now let's execute this copy command. See this one, what happened, what it is telling, rows unloaded 12, rows has been unloaded 12. And then you can able to see input bytes and output bytes. Now if you see that file in the stage area, if you see that in the stage area, see this, got it, the file you received it. See this, it's a zip file format, it's a zip file. Now the file is available. This particular file, our requirement is we wanted to get this file to our local path. For that, we have to use get command. To unload the data, we have to use get command. To upload the data, we have to use put command. Now observe this, when I am executing get command, what will happen? This is the get command, come here, get, this is the table, this is the stage where the file is available in the stage where we wanted to download this. I wanted to bring that file into this particular location, this particular location. Now observe this, we don't have any other than this, for we don't have anything here. Now this is the path. For this particular path, let me give the path here. For this particular path, we wanted to bring that particular file. Now if I execute get command here, observe this, what will happen? When you execute put command also, it is showing unsupported format. That's why we used to tell put command and get command both will not work in user interface. It won't work. Put and get will not work here. Here to execute this, we need to go to command line interface. Now copy this and sorry, sorry guys. Let me copy. copy it properly. Now observe what we are doing. Get at the rate percentage table name. This is the stage. From this particular stage, pick the file and then keep it into this particular path. We keep it, put is for upload, get is for download. Download the file from this particular stage and then keep it in this particular path. Now observe this. When you execute, now what it is telling, downloaded. File is downloaded now. Now observe this here. Go to the path. See this. File has been downloaded. File is available now, right? The file came. So this is the process. But most of the time, right? So 99% of the time, most of the time, we will try to upload. We never download it just for the interview purpose and then certification question purpose. Just we need to understand how to download the file. So to download it, what we have to use? We have to use a get command. To upload, what we need to use? We have to use a put command. And then when you are downloading, what are the different options we have? So we can able to see when you are downloading. Let me execute the data from the table. When you are downloading, you can able to see the download result, right? In the form of CSV, in the form of tab separated value. These are the two things. And here, one more thing, if you observe, here if you want to specific columns, this, see this one, I wanted to see only the specific columns instead of keeping all in the select statement. See this, you can select like this. Instead of modifying the select statement, you can select like this and then you can see this only the specific columns. And here, if you observe, let me execute one more time. Here, to see the execution plan, right? We can go to query ID. Query ID is unique, guys. Query ID is unique. Always it will be unique. For every query, whatever you are running in Snowflake, you will get a new query ID. Based on that, you can go and then check in execution plan. So in normally in other databases, we will have execution plan to understand what is happening in the backend. The same thing we can see that here in the query history. This is one option to open it. You can use right click here and then open in a new tab. Another option is you can go here to the main page. You can see the monitor window. When you click on the monitor, you will get query history. See this one, query history. There is different the logs here. One is query history, another one is copy history. Here you can able to see task history, dynamic tables, and then so traces and logs. All these are the different things which it is available. Here, majority thing we are going to use query history. Here you can see the complete queries, whatever the things it has been executed, and then related to the query details. See this one. If I click on any one query, you are going to get query details related to. So what is the query, how much time it is running, start time, end time, right? And then like you can able to see what is the status of this, how much duration it ran, and at the same time you will get query profile view. This profile view is nothing but execution plan. Execution plan. We can able to see that. So by seeing this, we can able to get execution plan. The same way, observe this one. You can see all the query IDs are unique. If I run the same select star from state table also, again it will give the new query ID. It will not give the old duplicate queries IDs not allowed in Snowflake. Only it will generate unique query ID. So that is for understanding of the execution you have done, that you can able to see that. So for example, here if you observe, see this, these are all the different query IDs. For example, if I click on this, see this one, you can able to see the query profile, and then see this, right? We will get the details. Like this, we will get the details related to what query it has. See this one, when you use get, when you use list. So for everything, so you will have a query ID, right? You will have a query ID here. So based on this, we will get that information. Now, one more thing is, along with the query ID, right? You will have session ID. Session ID can be duplicated, guys. Each session you will have a session ID. For example, these two are important. Going forward, we are going to see this when you have to use this. If I click on a session ID, see this one, from today, 138, 138, all the, see this sessions, what you are going to execute the query. These two are executed in the same session ID. Observe this one. And when you executed in CLI, get get commands, this is a different session ID. And then whatever the thing we executed in our user interface, see this one, from, so we started from that time. So 138, 138, all the session IDs are duplicate. See this one, session IDs can be duplicate, and this session ID different for the CLI. And at the same time, if I go and then if I create new worksheet, and then here in this worksheet, if I execute any queries, observe this one, same query, I will use it here, EMP. Now observe this, if I use same table, and but this is in a different worksheet, right? So now observe this one. Let me come to the monitor, refresh it, observe the session ID. See this 14, previously executed 138. This one is 14, right? This one is 14. So because session IDs, it will be new when you go to the new worksheet. In the same worksheet, whatever the queries you are executing, same session ID will come. In this worksheet, whatever I am executing, everything will have same session ID. If I log out and then log in, again I will get a new session ID. But query ID can be unique. And these session IDs are can be duplicated. So within the same worksheet, we will have multiple session IDs. And here we will call this as a session. When you come to the new worksheet, this is a new session. This is a new session. When I log out and then log in, then that will be a new login, will be a new session ID. Okay, remember this. And at the same time, one more thing we have to observe here. See this, you can able to see charts, right? This Snowflake has given a feature to understand insights about the data. Insights, basic insights about the data, it will give us the information. For example, if I click on a chart here, see this, based on the column wise, it will give some of the insights here based on the data here. See this one here, this is related to the table, right? IDs 101, we have these many values, 102, 1002, 1003, and then 1004. This is related to, you can see based on the salary and then employee IDs, right? And at the same time, if you normally, if you click on the, just a minute, Let me execute. Struck, it seems. Just a minute. Let me refresh. It will give insights about each and every column. So what is the range of values, and then so from which parameter to which parameter the data is properly updated in the table or not. See this, when I click on, observe this one. Just a minute. Yeah, see this, directly it is giving employee ID, all are filled. Employee name, if you observe, this is three times, this is three times, this is three times. And employee salary in range between 2000 to 9000, and this 2000 is this, and then so remaining in between this. And at the same time age, observe this, 23 to 38 ages. And then this is the location, right? These are the four locations, amount, four locations we have. Like this, it will give some insights in the charts. So this is one of the new feature in Snowflake. And at the same time, I wanted to see x-axis and then y-axis comparison. For example, see this one, x-axis, I wanted to see age, and so in other axis, I wanted to see like salary. Based on the age and salary, I wanted to check. Now it will give, let me, appearance. Observe this one, salary and then employee age. So based on the employee age, so it is going to give the details. Based on that, it will give the details, like whatever it is there, you can able to select, and then you can able to just analyze. Now based on the location, based on the 5 minutes, based on the location, if you wanted to get the information, then you will see based on the location also we will get that information. So like this, so we can able to see that information, right? This is the other new feature in our Snowflake. So these charts also we can able basic information, basic insights, we can see the data, right? So these are things. Now in the coming session, what we are going to do is we will see how to do the validation part. Till now, whatever the files we are loading, we don't have any issue with the files, and we don't have any invalid files. Now if you receive any invalid files, how to identify? If you want to process only valid files, and how to process it? If you want to skip, and then if you want to load only the valid rows, you wanted to avoid invalid rows, so how to implement it? All these things also we will see in the coming session. Once that is done, validation part, then we will jump into the table types in Snowflake. Okay, now let me come to the questions here. We'll go in the chat window.
So, Dinesh, before you go to the questions, like I have one word question. So, I think you mentioned that for the name stage, right? Put and get commands we can run from the Snowflake itself, right? We don't need to go for the CLI.
It's not possible to run here. Put and get will not work in user interface. This is user interface.
Any of the stage.
Put and get will not work.
Okay,
Put
I
and
think
get, you cannot, it is not possible if you use any stage here. It can be a named stage, it can be a user stage, whatever it may be. Put and get will not work.
okay, okay,
Okay. Mm.
okay. Thanks.
Only it will work in here, command prompt.
CLI only. Okay,
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
okay. Thanks.
Yeah. File name is their system column. Yes, exactly, Manoj. Get command syntax also. We saw that to share
Hey,
the file to the
hey
others.
Dinesh.
Yes, Manoj.
Dinesh. So in the table name, we renamed the column as file underscore name, and in
The,
the the command that we ran, we gave metadata star
the,
file name.
got it, got it. That's fine. That doesn't matter because in the sequence only it will try to load. This is the table structure, right? These are the
Mhm.
table structure. So this is the like how we are going to pick it from the metadata. It doesn't matter. This first one it will load to the first one. Second one it will pick from this, and then it will load to this one.
Yeah. So
And
my
then at the
question,
same time,
yeah. So my
dollar
question,
one it will load
yeah.
to third one. Yeah.
Yeah. So my question is in the metadata, it has been renamed. The system column has been renamed as file name, right? Not file underscore name.
Yes, exactly. This is a file underscore name here in the table
Yeah.
structure we named it. But
Yeah.
in the metadata you have metadata dollar file name.
Okay.
Okay. You can see metadata dollar, right? So we
Yeah.
cannot give the complete name. So instead of that, just we are giving specifying file name based on our comfort. We are so modifying the name here in the table structure.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
And can you also please share the get command syntax?
this is the get command syntax. I will share it in the chat window. Yeah.
Thank you. And one more thing which I observed in the get command,
Mm,
we
mm,
are putting, three slashes in the, put command, but in the get command for the file, we are just putting two
uh,
slashes, forward
it
slash.
correct. It depends on the operating system. Some operating systems will support so for two forward slashes. Some will support three also. Okay, it will work. Both will work.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so get and
it
put,
doesn't
sometimes
matter.
we can even put two or three forward slashes. So either of
Yes,
them work
yes,
depending on the OS. Okay.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Thank you.
So Dinesh, one other question related to put or get.
Mm,
So in real time scenario, right? So
mm-hmm,
do we really do that manually? Go to CLI command and put the put and get, or
mm.
it's automatic way it will?
Generally, right? So when we are processing in the project, right, we are going to
Mm.
use continuous ingestion process. We are not going to do this all these things manually. If you need to do
Mm.
some kind of verifications, some kind of validations, you need to check it in a file, then only then we'll do it manually, otherwise we won't do it.
Oh,
Okay, we will see that auto ingestion process also, then we will understand how to do that automatically.
oh, okay, okay. Yeah, thanks, Dinesh.
You can see some questions here. So to share the file to other system, we can also download the file. And if that case file size is less than 200 MB, use get command. Yes, when you are going to use this Satish, generally, if you try to download like this, if this download option is not working, if you click on download, if you wanted to download in a CSV, if it is downloaded properly, now it is downloaded properly, right? Now the file is available. We can share it. So, but sometimes if your data is huge, then if you click on this, your download option will not work. Then only we have to go for the get command. Otherwise, it is not required. Query history, right? Previous versions, there is a limitation of 14 days. But now in the query history, so there is no limitation. We can configure this up to till 1 year also. See this one, by default, it is a 14 days. We can do this custom. So generally it will be, so 14 days, you can give the custom also. You can based on your edition which you are using, and then based on the license, so this can be configured. So how many days we can able to do that, we can able to configure. And at the same time, if you cannot able to see that query history here, so account usage history will be there. There you will have up to 1 year of the data. There is no limitation. Normally you can tell that. So this is for 14 days in the query history. And if you want more than that, if you wanted to see, yes, we can see that in account usage history. We will see that history available. See this one only for the queries from the last 14 days. From the last 40 days, whatever it is running, you can able to see all the queries directly here. If you want more than that also, yes, we have an option. We can able to see those queries also. Okay, all the logs we can able to see it here. Yes, these are permanent. All the things, whatever it is available, it will be there. Do you also get put command in the query history window? No, we won't get it. So if you observe uh, exactly what we are executing in the CLI, so you can able to see it here. But only the thing is result we won't get it. But you can see the commands. See this one. Whatever the commands we are running and everything, it will be here in the query history. So that's you can see clearly here. See this.
So do we also see the put commands? I just see the get. Do we also see the put commands that you run in CLI?
See
Okay.
this.
Okay. Got it.
Hmm? Yeah, it is there.
Okay. And sir, one last question. What is that query telemetry which you were showing in the besides the query profile?
Yeah, that is a new feature. It came here. Let me show
Mhm.
you. Let me click on any query ID. Sorry. I will click on query ID here. They didn't given any information other than this. Okay. This is related to troubleshooting option. So if you get any logs, so for this information, if you go in depth about it, then we can go to the telemetry. This is the new feature. It has been introduced, it seems. So I will look into it. So what exactly it is?
Okay. So is it related to the logging?
Yes, it seems the same thing for the data collection, logging metrics, and all those things. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So we are loading the data from multiple files, so which may result duplicate entries. Table will happen. Key constraint. So what will happen is, Satya here, Snowflake, if you create primary key constraint also, it will allow you to load duplicates. To avoid the duplicates, what we can do is, in the copy command itself, we can use a distinct option. Then it will not allow you to load duplicates in the same file. Hmm. So in the coming session, we will see that. So how to work with this? We have a distinct option in a copy command. We can do that with the help of distinct option. We can able to do, we can handle the duplicates. We can able to see that the session ID, the purpose is because every session, for example, you are running from your account, Satish, you will have new session ID. I am running from my account, I will have a new session ID. But if you can able to see every session ID, so who is running and then what exactly they are executing, see this, you can able to see the complete details here. If I click on a session ID, I will get complete details, session ID, and if I want any other details, see this one, user, who is the user, and then what is the virtual warehouse size, and then generally we will use like end time. See this, if you select all these things, you can able to see session IDs, end time, and at the same time, so who is the user, which through which user the session ID is running. You will get this information. Based on that, we will come to know so which session ID is using by which particular user, right? So that's the like a purpose of the session ID. So it will separate it. Each session is a separate, each session is unique. And at the same time, there is a concept of temporary tables. Whatever I am doing in my session ID, the same thing cannot be visible for your session. For example, if I create one temporary table here, that is for temporary purpose, that is only valid for a session. But for you, those things will not be visible. You can able to see with your session, you can able to see the databases, tables, and then all the permanent tables and all the other things. But you cannot see temporary table because of the session. Because of session will be a like unique, and then session ID for the assigned to the user. Each session ID will assign to the user. So it will be like that. So based on that, we can understand.
Dinesh, one question on that. So once
Mm.
you create those temporary tables, what is the syntax for it, and
We will
how
come to
in
that,
which
Manoj.
space does in which space does the temporary tables fall into? Like which space do they actually use?
Yeah, so there is a different concepts. So permanent tables, temporary tables, transient tables, and then
Mhm.
dynamic tables. These are all the different things. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll
Okay.
discuss that. So coming
Sure.
to the temporary tables, right? Just for the testing purpose, we will use it. Any kind of testing activities, and then if you don't require to save that table in a database, we don't want it to save the table, but temporarily I want to use it for 5 to 10 minutes, or I wanted to use it for particular session like 4 hours or 5 hours, then we can use this temporary tables.
Okay, got it.
Okay, yeah, we will see that examples also.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, one query here. Like session ID is creating for each worksheet, right? Like
yes, exactly.
if yeah. So
Every worksheet.
if yeah, but how it will can be tracked if the worksheet is closed by whom it is? I know like it will be tracked by the username,
Mhm.
but generally, what is the need of that each worksheet session ID to be created?
Mm. For example, you are doing something here with the worksheet. Okay, so in the other worksheet, you are doing other things. Now you wanted to keep it separate, and then every worksheet when it is open, so you can open from your account, right? From your account you have opened. So that's the reason you can able to see all this worksheet assigned to your user only. Now other user logged into the same account, they will also open the new worksheet, right?
Mhm.
If the worksheet is same session ID, then you will get confused like which user is opened which particular session.
But
You
still, that
got
is
it,
also a
right?
problem, right? Like the session IDs will be different, but other user
Session
also
ID
use
will
the
be
same
different.
account ID, so they
Don't get,
can't track by whom it was triggered, right?
no, don't get confused here. See, every user can able to open multiple session IDs, but
Mhm.
username is same, right? And my user is, for example, this is my Snowflake user, Snowflake 8 user. I have opened session ID 1, session ID 2, session ID 3, and another user is test user. When they are opening, their session ID can be 6 or 7 and then 9. These session IDs, username is similar, username is same, but session IDs is different. These session IDs will be assigned to this user. These session IDs are assigned to this user, so that we won't get confused which session ID is opened by which user.
Yeah, but the session, you see, why it is again for each sheet is needed. Like by user itself, they can identify by whom it was triggered, right?
We can do that. So, but because of each So for example, in this session, I may do some other work. In this session, I may wanted to work with only the temporary tables. If the session is closed, I don't wanted to use the same thing. Then we can use the session IDs, different worksheet. For example, in this, all these things, I am doing some work which wanted to save it. Okay,
But
like
that is for
permanent
our
work.
convenient. We are creating
Exactly,
multiple sheets. But as
exactly.
when they are tracking as an admin or Snowflake admin, if something happened, if they wanted to track it,
Mm,
so
mm.
will that be useful for them to track anything by using different session IDs for each sheet?
Not much, but we can able to see like ourselves. So which what all the session IDs we have, and then what all the like users. That's it. But for the admins, they only check the like a user, mainly based on the user only.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
So,
Thank
Dinesh,
you.
one other question I have.
Yes, Venkat, tell me.
Yeah. So, right, currently we are loading
Mm,
employee file to employee table, right?
mm, mm,
So in real time scenario, it's not a one-to-one load, right? Maybe five like employee department salary and some other tables to
mm,
one target table.
mm.
Or like two tables and three files to one target table. So how we achieve in this kind?
Mm. What we have to do is, in this case, first we need to bring the if it is a different table structures, we can bring all this to the different tables. On top of that, so we can implement a join condition, then we can load all the tables to single table.
Yeah, but where we need to bring those into the stage area
Definitely.
in a single
No,
file or a
no,
table?
no. In the single file, it is not possible, right? For example, if you are
Mm.
talking about employee table and then department table, employee
Yeah.
table, the columns will be different, department table columns will be different. That
Right.
structure is
There might be
different.
some business logic conditions as well, right?
Exactly. This different structure. So we need to bring all this to the specific tables. On top of that, we can perform
So that means the tables to target, we need to intermediate table or stage. Like I didn't get.
intermediate table. We can say that it is a stage table, or we
Oh,
can say that raw data layer.
okay. So it when we like we can achieve through Snowflake itself, or do we need to use any other ETL tools like Matillion or DBT?
If you have any transformation logics, then we have to go with these tools. Otherwise, if it is just merging and then joining and then loading, simple implementations, we can achieve with the Snowflake itself.
But for example, if the source tables are different schema or other than outside the Snowflake, right?
Outside the Snowflake, then it is difficult. You have to bring it to the Snowflake, then only we have to do.
Okay, first we need to bring the source table to Snowflake and we have to
On
run
top
our
of that,
transformations,
yes,
then
exactly.
load into target.
Yep. Okay,
Okay, thanks.
The
thank you.
extension to that same query, like
Mm,
we have employee and user table. Suppose we are
mm,
joining that both tables and getting the
mm,
data. So
mm,
that I wanted to download it. So
mm,
to the get command. So,
mm.
but when you are downloading, you have to use that only stage as a table stage. But table stage is restricted for only one table. But we are pulling from the two different table, right?
No, but two different tables also we are merging into single table, right? For example,
Mm,
finally, from where you are, for example, employee table and then user table, two tables, you merged it into single table.
yeah, but we are not mentioning that single table name, that stage, right? Where anywhere.
Every table, for example, you have another table. This is a EMP table. This is another table, EMP SC table. This table will have a separate stage area. This table also will have a separate stage area.
Okay, so we need to mention two stage
Yes,
areas while we are downloading.
definitely.
Oh,
We
okay.
say from the two different tables, you need to mention separately.
In the
Same
same
thing we are
query,
doing.
yeah, in the same get command, we need to mention two different
No, no.
stage information.
Separate commands, separate get commands, because both are a different tables.
No, I wanted to pull join. See, if I join
If you
employee and users table, I
uh
get that those two tables data only for suppose from employee table I wanted to pull three records, sorry, columns, and users
no,
table another two columns.
you
So
joined,
I
right?
wanted to
Both
provide
will be
that
available in
information.
single table only, right? Both the
Yeah,
data, it
single
is
table,
available in
but single
single
table
table.
is we're not mentioning, right? Like we have to create one single table by using those giants, another single table.
If you join, then definitely it will come as a single table only, right? Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to create one single table by using those giants, and that single
From
table
there,
will have that
you need
separate
to bring,
staging.
no,
Okay.
it will have the same stage. That each table will have a single stage only. Don't get confused here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that
Okay. I
means
think
like
we will get it in future, right? Like somewhere you will show.
I will see.
so so to extension that so for example I'm taking like employee table has a five columns, right? And
Mm.
user has a for example department has another five, but I want to take employee from three columns and department two columns. I need
Mm.
to create two stages or a single stage.
Only single stage.
So to get from
Not
the
required.
three columns from the employee and three columns from the employee and two columns from the department, and I can create one single.
One single stage. Each table will have one single stage only.
Okay,
Not required.
then I load to five columns as
Yes.
a target.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
maybe I'll get to know more once we go through.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Dinesh, on that one, will you be covering that join concept which we are discussing now?
I will show you when we are working with SCDs, right? We will get
Yes.
all these scenarios. Okay. Don't worry about
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.